Portuguese police investigating the disappearance of 3-year-old Madeline McCann.
Madeline went missing from a holiday apartment.
Police forces in 3 countries. Please give our little girl back.
A 3-year-old girl mysteriously disappeared from a vacation resort. 16 years later, a young Polish woman has come forward as the long-lost child. Could she be Maddie? Is this painful nightmare finally over? A beautiful girl mysteriously vanished from her parents' vacation apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal, 16 years ago. On May 3, 2007, the parents of the young child were having dinner with some friends at a tapas restaurant in the resort not far from their rooms. She was only a few days away from her 4th birthday when the kidnapping occurred. She has never been found. No one to definitively blame or even a clear theory. And yet, all this time later, her story rarely drops out of the news headlines. On April 28, 2007, Kate and Jerry McCann, both medical doctors, along with their 2-year-old twins and almost 4-year-old Madeline, checked into apartment 5A at the Ocean Club Resort in Praia da Luz, Portugal, for a week-long vacation with 7 of their friends and their children. The family's days were filled with tennis matches, poolside relaxation, and socializing with friends while they were there. They would put their children to bed each night and then meet for dinner at their favorite tapas restaurant in the resort. The same table, which was about 84 yards away and had a superior view of the area of the resort where the rooms were situated, was always reserved by the group. Although the resort had a nighttime babysitting service, the McCanns and their friends opted not to use it and instead worked out a system to check on their own kids every 30 minutes. However, on May 3rd, when Kate checked on her 3 children, Madeline was gone. David Payne, a friend of the McCanns, visited apartment 5A at around 6:30 p.m. to see how Kate and the children were doing. His family was staying in apartment 5H. The length of his stay and the reason for it have been disputed, but here is why it matters. All 3 children were present in the residence at the time, according to David's account to the police. Now, if that's true, then that makes him one of the last people outside of her family to actually see Madeline alive. At 7 p.m, Maddie and the twins were put to bed. Kate said she always made sure the windows, shutters and curtains were closed in their room. Around 8:55 p.m, Matthew Oldfield passed the McCann kids' bedroom windows on his way back from his apartment. He said he sort of leaned close to the window to try and hear if the kids were up and talking or crying. He didn't hear anything, and he's sure the windows and shutters were all closed. He told Jerry and Kate that he'd passed by and hadn't heard anything unusual. But 10 minutes later, Jerry got up to go check on the kids anyway. He says he saw the twins and Madeline asleep. He used the bathroom and left again. At 9:15, Jane Tanner walked past apartment 5A to check on her kids. That's when she said she saw a man walking away from the apartment complex carrying what looked like a sleeping blonde child wearing pajamas. Now, this same man carrying a child was seen 45 minutes later by a family on vacation from Ireland. At the same time Jane noticed this man carrying a child, she also saw Jerry heading back to the restaurant. He was talking to a man she didn't recognize, and Jerry told police he was someone he knew from his tennis lessons. At 9:30 p.m, Matthew checked on the kids again. He then returned to the tapas place where the group of friends were having dinner and assured Kate and Jerry that everything was fine. At around 10 p.m, Kate went to check on the children herself and discovered that Madeline's bed was empty and the window was open. All the doors were unlocked, but the twins were still asleep. She immediately ran back to the restaurant to tell the group that Madeline was missing. They all rushed back to the apartment and a chaotic search for Madeline began. Strangely, the twins didn't wake up, even when they were carried to another apartment while investigators arrived. The lead suspect of the investigation was Christian Bruckner, a 45-year-old German citizen with a grim background in child pornography and many other disturbing findings in his possession. He was in the area when Madeline went missing. Bruckner has been on German police's radar for years, but it wasn't until recently that he was accused of being involved in Madeline's disappearance. However, the Portuguese police have always been hesitant to name him as a suspect. Despite this, there is some evidence that points to Bruckner's involvement. For example, he allegedly had a history of breaking into hotel rooms and holiday homes in the area. Additionally, his phone was reportedly active in the vicinity of the McCann's apartment on the night of Madeline's disappearance. One theory suggests that he may have transported her from Portugal to Germany in his Jaguar. It's alleged that this happened just one day after Madeline went missing, and according to reports, the man re-registered the car under a new name in Germany shortly after. Regardless of the McCann family's pain, the police became interested in them due to some inconsistencies in their previous statements. Kate initially told the police that the door to the children's bedroom was completely open and the window was also open when she discovered her daughter was missing. In September, Kate also added that before they left for dinner, they made sure to put the medicine they had with them inside their bedroom closet or the dresser so the kids couldn't accidentally get into it. The meds they had included children's Calpol in case of fevers or headaches, but she insisted they never gave it to them while they were there. At the time, Calpol was made with a sedative-like ingredient, and it wasn't unusual for English parents to dose their kids to get them to sleep. This was a key point for Portuguese investigators who started to develop a theory about an accidental Calpol overdose. To refute this theory, Kate and Jerry offered samples of the twins' hair for drug testing, which showed they were drug-free. However, even Kate and Jerry believed the kids might have been sedated that night, maybe even chloroformed by Maddie's kidnapper. 3 weeks later, they brought in 2 dogs who picked up Maddie's scent and followed her down the street for nearly 100 yards before losing it in a nearby parking lot. One of the dogs, however, became interested in Maddie's parents' rental car, which had been rented after her disappearance. Soon after, they discovered a small amount of blood in the trunk that matched Maddie's DNA, but the sample was too small to be completely accurate. This was enough to place the McCanns on the suspect list, but not enough to charge them for the crime. In 2022, the authorities have focused their attention once again on Christian Bruckner. But what new information do they have on him that they didn't have before? It's been said that they might have found fibres from Madeline's pink pyjamas in the van Bruckner was using in Portugal back then. This was one of those pieces of evidence that they haven't confirmed, but also have not denied. Christian reportedly did odd jobs at and near the resort where Madeline was abducted, and his former criminal associates said he was known to loot hotels and vacation rentals. He might have broken in, discovered the children, and reacted violently if Madeline woke up and saw him. When they discussed the disappearance after it had occurred, his ex-girlfriend claimed that he made a wild guess that Madeline might have been abducted by the underworld, and that if so, she would never be seen again. According to the police, they were able to link Bruckner to more than 3 missing children and human trafficking cases in which he acted as both the middleman and the sick receiver of the abductees, but they haven't revealed any evidence connecting him with Maddie yet. On March 8, 2023, something unexpected happened. A 21-year-old Polish woman named Julia Wendell was flown to the United States claiming to be the missing girl. Wendell first gained attention on Instagram and TikTok after stating online that she had the same speck in her eye and the same freckle on her leg as Madeline. The McCanns, however, released a statement denying the claim. Teaming up with medium Dr. Johansson, who acts as her spokesperson, Wendell has posted several updates on social media about her journey from Europe to the US. While the reason for their trip is unclear, some have speculated that it may be to conduct a DNA test to determine if Wendell is actually Madeleine McCann. One of the videos posted by Dr. Johansson appears to show her attempting to contact Maddie's mother to ask her to do a DNA test, which has reportedly been refused. Maddie's mother has also allegedly blocked her phone number, adding to the mystery surrounding Wendell's claims. Since going viral, Wendell has reportedly received threats, which led Dr. Johansson to post a video stating that Wendell is safe and happy in the US. Despite this, there has been no official statement from authorities regarding Wendell's claims. You can't help but wonder what took place in that room back in 2007. Therefore, this is undoubtedly one of those cases that keeps you up at night. We can only hope that the truth will eventually come to light and that Madeline and her family will receive justice. What do you think? Is the McCann's nightmare over? Is Julia the missing girl? Why have the McCanns refused to conduct a DNA test? Let us know about your thoughts in the comments below.